This customer ordered a Tangled themed Sweet 16 cake, and here's how I made it. Starting off with the top tier, I frosted this in a really light yellow buttercream. Then I grabbed my airbrush and I sprayed the sides with this purple color, and then I moved my way towards the top. Once I've completely colored the top of the cake, I work my way back down to the bottom. I wanted most of this tier to be purple except for one little arch shape that remained yellow towards the front. So I slowly freehanded that arch using the purple, and then I went back in with a little bit of pink and then some yellow. I placed this one in the fridge and then start working on the middle tier, which was my favorite part of the cake. It's inspired by the corset on Rapunzel's dress. I created this by frosting a little vertical strip of pink buttercream onto the cake, and then I frosted the rest of the cake in this light purple color, and I carefully used an X-Acto knife to get rid of all of the extra pieces and create these straight lines. And finally the bottom tier, which I frosted in white buttercream, and it's going to stay that color. I start adding all of the supports so I can stack this 3-tiered cake. I carefully place that middle tier, which is the purple and pink. Then I add some more supports before placing the top tier. After all of that work, it's finally time to start decorating. I decided to begin with the middle tier because it was going to be the most time consuming. I backed up some really light purple buttercream and used a small round piping tip. And I started piping all sorts of swirls and scroll work across the entire surface of the purple part. I am going to speed this part up a lot, but I start off on the left side and then work my way around, and then I finally end up on the right side. Here's what it looked like when I finished piping. Moving on to the bottom tier, the customer wanted me to include "Best Day Ever" in gold swirled lettering. So I decided to do this in fondant to get a much cleaner look. It did take me about 45 minutes just to create all of the letters, and once those were done, I painted them using edible gold luster dust. I added 1 drop of lemon extract to make that gold stick to the fondant better, and when I'm all done painting, the letters moved around. Here's what that looked like. Then I just grabbed some parchment paper and then lay out my letters once more. Now that I know everything stayed intact, I begin adding those to the cake. Anytime I add a name or wording to a cake, I always start off in the middle just so that I know it's centered. I was really careful adding these because they were not only fragile, but I didn't want to stain the white buttercream. Once that's on there, I moved back to the middle tier, which is that corset. I rolled out some fondant and cut out several little rings and colored them silver using edible luster dust. I placed